Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. You can see it's me. I'm here. I'm in a different spot. My world's out of crazy is crazy. Over there is
Uh,
Amir and back there is Max. I see Max in the
Hi.
background as well. How you doing everybody? Okay, so today's show, let me just lay out the groundwork out of the gate here. Today's show's already a mess, and it's just gonna be a bigger mess. So, I totally spaced that it was Friday. I have been jumping from rig to rig to rig and product to product, doing review, pounding the pavement over here. Walked in Friday morning, thought, oh wait, it's Friday. I have to do a pit stop. I only have a big old TV where normally I have my widescreen double wide where I can put all my windows and look at my news and look at the cameras and look at the chat, all of that stuff. And now I'm on this TV. It's a TV, literally. I am flying blind here. So when I switch the news, I don't even know if Amir's camera will stay on. You guys are going to have to help me out. I can tell you that I don't see the chat now, and I'm not going to see the chat at any point during this show. So I guess if there's ever a day to clown me behind my back, it would be today because, well, it already started with that goddamn Robin meme. Did you see that shit? Yeah, I'm going to be foul mouthed, David S. You started my day off. I'm already angry. Bad morning for Sean. Can you tell? Can you see how angry I am? It's out of. I just can't contain myself. I am livid. Livid! Livid, I tell you. All right, so I'm flying blind. The show's going to be a mess, but the show must go on. That's me. That's where I'm at. Max is back there giving me sympathy. Amir, how about? And you can see the boxes closing in around me, rigs
I
everywhere, madness. I tell you,
I see.
Amir.
Are you feeling claustrophobic? Like being like I see like a wall of boxes
It's
on
like,
your side.
God, is that another friggin' box? Yeah, it's
I actually had to do some cleaning, man, because I had a bunch of boxes just stacking up, and not just sim racing gear, but other stuff like crap, like because I'm like starting work on the car and like ordering parts for that, and then some sim racing equipment and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, I have nowhere to film because I'm sitting here trying to film B-roll footage for the SimiQ pedals. I'm like, I don't have any space to put my camera in the back, to do the B-roll footage. Like, I just spend like half my Sunday cleaning this room up, and then I'm like, oh crap, I don't have time to do anything else. Now I gotta start getting ready for the league race. So yeah,
um across the hall from my studio here is the bathroom, which many people have heard. Um, I am right now using it as a extra storage facility because the sim pit locker is filled to the ceiling, and if I open the door, it's scary. And so the overflow lives in the studio for the most part, but just like you, well,
yeah,
now I need some space to actually properly film, not just work around.
yeah,
And then it all goes into the bathroom. And it was like last night after dinner, I'm like, oh, I should take a shower.
yeah,
And I went to take a shower, and much like this morning, I walked in unexpecting the madness I had left.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, just to take a shower, I have to move like 8 boxes, and they're heavy boxes.
Right.
I am not like, I had to like really reassess the situation.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, at least I feel good now. I got plenty of space for activities in my room again. But
Activities.
for a while, I was like, because like I would unbox things, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to tear down the boxes, and I have to go into the basement to put them in the cardboard bin. I was like, oh, I'll do it later, and I'll do it later, and it just like, and then you kind of get lazy because then, or you get consumed by doing other things, and then finally it just comes to an end. We're like, all right, I have to do this, and I have to get it done.
I tell you what, my neighbors hate me right now because I have
Yeah.
I have single-handedly filled this recycling bin 2 weeks in a
Oh,
row. You know, that Fanatec rig was like 8 giant
yeah.
boxes of
Oh
giant
yeah, I
with a
bet.
lot of packing, and I literally filled the bin twice. And one of those big,
Yeah.
big garbage bins. It was so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not liked by my neighbors. I'm
Oh, dude,
I'm
I've been
known
back.
I'm known by all the delivery drivers, and I'm hated by my neighbors. What do you know?
Oh, dude, I'm backlogged too. Like Because now, I mean, I didn't just clean my room. I also cleaned out the garage, so I can actually start parking my car in there, so I can do the work. Because I got to do brake work and some other things to it. But I'm like, oh, crap. Well, I can't even park the car because I got too much cardboard in there because I've had such a backlog of cardboard. So then I moved. I had to move the bin outside and move my backlog of cardboard into the storage room that's in the basement. And it's like, all right, until like they can empty this bin because they only come once a month for recycling. So like, and I only have like a little itty bitty bin that's probably enough for the average one person. So like, I mean, I get a lot of stuff. I need something bigger. I need like a dumpster in front of my house.
Yeah, exactly. Your own personal.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was spending most of my Sundays, like just organizing and getting everything prepper recycling.
Yeah.
And then I also got to start downsizing a little bit too. Originally I was supposed to be moving by now, but oh my god, rent prices are so crazy.
Right.
And like, I can't move out now. I mean, I can't really move until like I find something better for me.
Right.
That it's not gonna cost out the butt. And like, at least in Germany, like there's rent control. Like as long as you're living in a place, like your landlords can't raise rent on you. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to milk this as much as I can.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Until I can find something I actually like and doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, we're gonna have our first test of the show, everyone. Actually, hey.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, did you guys notice?
You gotta say our hellos.
Yeah, I can't. I'm flying blind. You got to do the hellos.
Okay, we'll do the hellos. Let's start off with who we got for here watching right now. So we've got Alesh Mom. I'm not saying hello to him. Tom Jones. Hi, buddy. How are you? Star Fox is in here too. Hey, man. How's it going? We got Callum is in here. PS4 Dead Man. Hello. And going down our list. Who else? A lot of conversations going on right now. Michael Nielsen. Hello, buddy. And who else? John Hill. Hi, guy. How's it going, man?
What up?
And we have Spatial Dragon. Brian Osterreich is here. And then we got the forgotten son of the Sim Pit. We've got Terry Crouch, too.
Terry.
And there you go. Stan Donnet. Hi, buddy. He showed a pretty cool picture. He showed a pretty cool picture of his garage. His shop, not his garage, his shop. That he's got like a really cool classic car right there on the lift right now.
When was this?
He just posted it today in the Discord. Maybe we could show it during the show off your rigs. We could probably show it off
in the Discord. You'll have to direct me to the section at the appropriate time.
It's in the Simpit photos.
Okay. Oh, that's why I didn't go in this morning. Okay.
All right, now the floor is back to you, buddy.
Oh, okay. That is David S. there. I didn't hear you say David S.
I didn't see David S. Maybe I overlooked him.
David
S is here. Hi, David S.
Hold on. I don't like you anymore. No. I'm sorry. Yes, not a funny picture this morning.
I like that picture.
Yeah, no doubt. For everybody.
But I mean, I'm just saying. I'm the guy that's 6'2". You're 5'1". It kind of makes sense.
All right, we're turning Amir's camera off. No, actually, I'm gonna leave your camera on. I'm gonna. All right. Now we are gonna try something. You ready for this? I'm gonna click on the news.
Let's do it.
Now, I know I joked about turning off Amir's camera, but I would do no such thing, and I wouldn't turn his mic off either. Oh, great. And now I see a red bar on my streaming and drop frame. Of course.
It'll be all right. We'll come back.
Of course that's what's going on, because it is one of those days. Drop frames, 1,000, 55%. Everyone on YouTube, is everything okay? I'm not going to freak out or get angry, by the way, today. I'm not. I'm just going to let it flow. Let it fly.
No, I'm watching it. I don't see anything wrong.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am now going to try to turn on the news. Now, this could inadvertently turn off Amir's camera. So I need everyone to pitch in and help. I'm going to click in 3, 2, 1. And let me know, do you still have Amir? Is Amir still there? Visually, he'll be there on audio. Do we still have Amir? And now, Amir, I need you to
I don't know.
report.
I know. I just got to wait for the stream to catch up to.
Because
Yep, I disappeared.
you disappeared. No.
I disappeared.
No. All right, let me try one more thing. Let me try to fix that. Let's go to this and then to this. Is Amir still there? Is Amir gone? Oh.
Do, 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 do. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the stream to get. Oh, I'm back.
But are you still back?
Oh, I don't know because there's a delay on the stream.
I know.
So.
It's like we're 30 seconds behind here. Forgive us,
Yeah.
everybody. We're
No,
just trying to see what we got going here.
I just disappeared again.
No.
That's it. I'm walking off the set.
No.
I'm gone. Yep, I'm gone. No, I'm kidding.
Why the... All right, let me think about this. I can only minimize so much.
Oh, he would, Tom. Oh, he would, Tom. I mean, if give Robin the chance, he would take over and run away, in the Batmobile.
And take all my and take all the toys for myself? Of course.
Exactly.
No.
Who wouldn't want to steal the Batmobile and drive around?
Terry, today's oh shit, you're gone. There. What if I go there and then there? You're still gone. Do you have Video Ninja installed?
I don't, but I could install it real quick. Video Ninja.
So to catch those who are late to the show, when I walked in this morning, I forgot that I changed between
it's not installed.
2 different rigs in the last 3 days, different gear, everything. I forgot. I have a TV, a single. Normally, I have a widescreen setup for running the show, 2 cameras, microphone, lighting, the works, and I can have all my windows there, and everything works fine, despite Discord and OBS not really getting along all that well. Unfortunately, I'm on a single screen, so I can only look at one thing at a time, basically, for the way the show's set up. What if I changed the OBS camera?
So, what do I got to do in Video Ninja? I've never used it, so you're gonna have to walk me through it.
I can't remember.
Or do you have to set up a room and then I join it?
No, it has a thing where you can no, that's not. That's too problematic to set up on short notice, I think, or live.
You sure?
Well, there's a way to tell it to set up your camera and then stream your camera, and then it gives you a code that you would put in or give to me.
Add camera to OBS?
I believe so.
Okay, let's see. But then I might have to drop out of the call.
Oh, we would lose our audio. I think you can tell it microphone also.
It does audio too. Yeah. Yeah, but if I do that, I have to leave this call. I believe, right? Or let me figure this out. 1 second.
Is turn up my mic? I see my mic spiking when I talk loudly. Test, test, test. I can actually, since our cameras are all screwed up.
All right, let me give me a second. Let me turn off this camera here. There we go. Okay.
And then it'll give you a code to give me.
Yep. Copy link. There we go. That one, right?
Maybe. Hold on, let me try it. There's a weird code thing. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Add. That's a window capture. No, that's a browser. Open browser. Okay. Paste. Okay. No. Okay, so it's supposed to say there's a different one for like the pushing it out somewhere. God, I wish I remember their wording. Um, so it'll say like stream or push in that code.
Oh, I don't see anything for that.
I have it on my other computer. I can't look it up here in terms of what it. So
Yeah,
I was always the one pulling the video, so I never
right.
had to do. David S. No, I'm not. What do you mean you can barely hear me, Tim? Can anyone else other than, and I don't mean that, can someone else verify that my volume is not loud enough? Well, Stan, so we have two choices. I still have, I'm going to call Spectrum today. They're really pissing me off, too. Sorry, Amir, I can't be more help because I haven't ever
Uh,
been on that end of it, right? I just
right.
get it. I just know that there's like a different tab for like if you're sending it and then it changes that
Yeah,
code
I don't,
slightly.
I don't see that at all. It just says copy this URL into an OBS browser source, and that's it. Um, ba-da-ba-ba.
I still don't see you.
Yeah, I just turned off my camera. Um, that way I could see, make sure it's up and running in Video Ninja.
Okay.
But yeah, there's nothing on there to say to stream the camera. There's
Um,
create a room. That's the
no.
only thing I could think of.
Mine is not loud enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to turn it up.
Yeah, like I see. No. Like there's create a room, add your camera to OBS, add your mic to OBS, remote screen share, reusable invite, stream media file, share website, speed test, layout, multi-stream monitor, voice comm, whiteboard. Yeah.
Okay. Um, well, I guess we could just go audio only for you for now. I
Well,
mean,
well, let me see. Hold on.
all right, while we sort this out, I did want to pose one more question to everybody. Uh, did you see that, like, nobody really got in on the April, like, have the April Fools, like, internet, Twitter posts, have they sort of run their course? Like, everyone woke up expecting, okay, it's going to be the Fanatec fake wheel. There is one or two out there. But did you notice that there was not nearly as many as there have been historically over the last decade?
Yeah, there hasn't been any at all this year. Really, that much.
Very, very few. The best one was not sim related. Did you guys hear about the Flight Aware April Fool's gag? Anybody know what Flight Aware is? I think it's called Flight Aware.
Yeah.
Flight Aware? I have it on my phone. The thing that tracks planes, where you can see little yellow. You see it on the news all the time, right? The little yellow icons flying across the map, and that tracks planes, all the planes in the air. You guys know that program? Well, FlightAware put two fake flights on April 1st. And they showed a Concorde leaving from London
Yeah.
to New York. And they ran that icon all the way across the ocean. And people who track it were like, what the hell? There's a Concorde in the air. And there was like 50,000 people tracking it and posting on Reddit and Twitter. And it was all over. And then they did another flight later in the day.
Oh yeah.
And they were totally, totally fake. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering.
All right. Try this code. There you go.
Code, code, code.
Yeah.
View, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
Browser source. Yeah.
I believe that's it. Yay! Amir figured it out.
Yay!
And nothing. Oh,
Nothing.
there you are. It worked. It
Oh, it worked.
worked.
Hell yeah.
Video Ninja. Video Ninja. Amir is the Video Ninja.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. Let me just size you up a little bit. Let me make you the mem chose. Okay, there we go. We have restored Amir. Let's just see your audio. Let's get some audio check on you, Amir.
Testing.
Okay.
1, 2,
Audio
3.
hasn't changed. I've turned my volume up. Everyone. All right, I'm tuning out of chat and trying to get back to normal. I think I've done it. I think we've done it.
There you go.
All right, I am looking at the news. So if I'm looking at the news and you're seeing Amir right now, if you can hear my voice and my audio's okay, if you can hear Amir's voice and his audio's okay, I think we're ready to proceed.
Let's do it.
Anyone?
I'm still waiting for the stream to catch up.
Did these tariffs lower or raise prices? Anyone? They did not work.
It'll be a while before it does. Yeah.
They did not work, to quote Ben Stein. Okay. All right. I'm assuming we're going to go forward. All right, so this week at the Sim Pit, in a world of lifeless grids and bolt-together grids, something's been lost. The soul of racing.
Profiles are strong and precise, but real race cars aren't.
So we had the
What are you talking about?
my Fanatec ClubSport GT review, which I have playing now in the background.
ClubSport GT cockpit.
What do you guys think of it? You drove in one of these yourself, right?
I drove in one.
Okay.
It was.
Racing
Yeah.
I drove it at the expo.
today.
Oh my god, dude! It was one of the most comfortable rigs I've ever been in. It
Yeah.
was like I could take a nap in it. Like realistically, like I'm saying, like this, because the seat they had in there was super comfortable. The ergonomics of it, everything was just like great. Like yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that rig. It is gigantic. It is.
Yeah.
It might be the largest rig I've ever tested. Just in sheer space and size. No, I take that back. The original ClubSport rig was larger. No, I really liked this rig. It was probably the most, well, no, it was by far the most easily adjusted rig I've ever tested. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know we don't adjust our rigs all the time. Now, I do because I change gear often. But, you know, if you have friends come over and they want to drive your rig, the ability to give them, like, just as good a driving position as you have it set up for you in, you know, a matter of, like, 2 minutes is pretty amazing. Yeah. Really nice rig. Very expensive, especially if you start adding the accessories. I think its base price with the seat is $1,200. And, you know, that is very expensive, but it's actually in line with any other, like, a top-of-the-line profile chassis with the seat. It's going to run you $1,200.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, like, when you compare, because I saw some of the comments people post on YouTube about the video where, like, oh, it's overpriced, it's expensive. I'm like, tell me what other rig, and I haven't responded back to those comments yet, and I was planning on, because I responded to a bunch of them, and I'm like, but tell me what other rig that can do what this rig does that you know, for that price. Like, there isn't. Like, everything is, you know, with your wheelbase, your pedals, your seat, everything's adjustable, and you don't have to get out of your rig to do it. When you compare it to, like, a profile rig where, like, you have to get up, you have to untighten the bolts, readjust things, move it up a little bit, get back in your rig. Does it feel good? No. Okay, now I have to get back out, readjust, and do.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, when you compare it to the prices of SimLab or ASR, it's about the equivalent of the same. It's about their prices are pretty much similar. So I didn't understand when people are saying it's overpriced for the amount of convenience that you get for this rig.
Yeah, sure. And
Yeah.
I think there are two applicable words when talking about like rigs or even wheels, right?
Right.
There's expensive and then there's overpriced. Expensive is a
Right.
relative thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like okay, are Ferraris expensive? Well, certainly they sure are, right? But like
Yeah.
not everybody in the world is in the market for a Ferrari. And so expensive is one thing. Overpriced implies that
Right.
they're charging too much, like the value's not
Right.
there. When expensive is in line with other expensive, or let's use a different word, a better word, premium.
Right.
Premium comes at a cost. If you want a designer brand clothing, it's going to cost you more than generic brand clothing.
Yeah.
And the same is true in the world of sim rigs. So yeah, I think expensive is an okay thing to be. Overpriced
Right.
is a major accusation, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so yeah, and then here's the other thing. I didn't mention this in the review, but I kind of thought of it as you were describing the adjustments that can be made and the ease.
right.
I actually have found that, and maybe it's because of my height. You might not have this issue. Um, I actually do need to change my wheel height if I'm switching from a
Right.
round wheel to a formula wheel.
Mhm.
So if I just have my rig set up for, this wheel right here,
Yeah.
and then I go and put a round wheel on it, the top of the wheel is going to obstruct my view in a way that I cannot drive comfortably.
Right.
And so I have two choices: sit on a pillow, booster seat, or
Right.
I need to adjust my wheel angle or height. And with this,
Right.
with that club sport, I could literally do it from the cockpit, no tools,
Yeah.
in seconds, and not even like screw up my other driving position by making it, because I could just put it right back that easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an exceptional rig. I was very impressed with it. There are very little things other than its size and weight is an issue if you have to move things around in your house, right?
Mhm.
On sliders, you can see I have it on carpet sliders. It took
Yeah.
everything I had to move that beast all loaded up. But it also had my computer on it and a monitor, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the most loaded rig at that point. But
But that's the same with a profile rig. Like it'd be just as heavy. Like
yeah, it
I
would.
remember when I moved everything, like when I had everything upstairs and I moved them downstairs to this room, like, oh my God, dude, like just trying to get the base where, like I even took everything, like I took the seat off, I took my pedals off, and just getting the base of the profile rig from upstairs to downstairs, that was, oh my God, dude, I almost killed myself coming down the stairs with it because it was so heavy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, yeah, weights.
Well, and that also
I mean,
that goes with the territory when you step into premium, right? Because it's
right.
made of such heavy, major materials that
Yeah.
premium usually also means you're not planning on moving it around a lot.
Yeah.
Get that thing into a good place and call it a day, call it a
Right.
year, call it a
Right.
decade.
Oh, by the way, Solo P1 says hi, buddy. It's like it's been a long
Hey,
time.
hey, Solo.
Yeah, so you guys used to talk a lot during the pandemic and how much you used to love eating steak.
Ugh, I can't afford steak anymore.
No, no, I don't think anybody can.
Yeah, steak's out.
Yeah.
I can tell you that my trying to be wealthy but poor man's diet.
Right.
This is my rotation of food, and very rare that we even hamburger, taco, pork chop, hamburger,
Right.
taco, pork chop, and then eventually I'll try to buy like maybe like a one like large ribeye that will split like
Right.
on every other Friday night, and my brother and I'll split
Yeah.
like a big ribeye, and it's like, okay, we're really splurging with our $24 steak that we're gonna split, Um,
Do you
or
guys have an Aldi, like an Aldi in your area? Like I know Aldi's starting to become a big thing in America.
yeah,
Uh,
not by me, no. I buy all my
oh,
meat at Whole Foods. I mean,
okay.
not to sound like a
Oh,
California prissy here,
I was about
but
to say, you're paying, yeah, you're paying premium prices at Whole
no.
Foods.
You know what's really funny or weird? This is what I noticed
What's that?
during the inflation spike.
Uh-huh.
Everything that was expensive did not go up as much as everything that was cheap.
Right.
So what I
Yep.
found is that Safeway raised their prices a lot more than across the street from me is a market called Oliver's, and
Okay.
it's a really cool market. It's like really high end, like a Gelson's if you're from LA. Every town has like a high end, and I'm not talking like
Right.
Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. I'm talking about like the shishi market in your
Yeah.
neighborhood. It used to be an obscenity, and I would never go to that market. Well, what I
Yeah.
noticed during the inflation spike was that they barely raised their prices at all, yet Safeway like doubled their shit.
Yeah.
So I actually now shop at Oliver's as much as I do at Safeway. So I go to
Yeah.
Safeway for my boxed item parcel type goods. I go to Oliver's for
Mhm.
my like, a little bit higher end things like maybe, cheese and lunch meats and things like that, salad
Yeah.
ingredients. And then I go to Whole Foods for my meat because Whole Foods actually has, in my neighborhood at least, they have the best quality meat for the cheapest price. They're cheaper than Safeway,
Right.
and they have like, free range, grass fed cows. So,
Mhm.
yep. But no, steaks out. That and honestly, I just told you my food rotation, and
Right.
honestly, I'm like, oh, I wonder how long I get to maintain that. Because I have a feeling we're gonna be at like fucking bean and rice burritos instead of tacos. Because when I said tacos, I was like, meat tacos.
Hey man, I'm just saying there's a reason why Taco Bell cuts their beef with rolled oats. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start cutting my meat. Can you imagine? What a disgrace.
Mix it with some rolled oats. Like, all right, now I got enough for both of us.
I should be able to get a good deal on soy here in the United States coming up here soon. So I don't know. Maybe everything I
I
eat
know.
will be soy.
You don't want soy, man. It's got too much estrogen in it.
So great. Yeah,
I know.
so great. All right, all right. I'm gonna move on before I start
Anyways,
to
get
cry.
back to it, man.
Before I start to
But yeah,
cry or rage.
but get back to it, man. Get back to the Fanatec. Like, I wasn't watching the video. Like, to be
Ah,
honest, I really didn't get a chance to watch it this week. I've been so busy recording recording the Simicube pedals. But like, two things that really caught me and with the rig that didn't really catch me at the expo was how you can adjust the seat height.
yeah,
Like for me, like for example, on my P1, like I have to remove the bolts, lift up one side of the seat, all right, bolt it back in, and then unbolt the front side, raise that, and then bolt it back in. Where here, like everything's just run on slots, and you don't have to take your seat off. You just get out, untie in, roll it up, and tighten it back up, and you're good again.
yeah.
Uh, Makes it so much easier, and then you can keep track of where you actually were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and when I get back to that whole have a friend come over, like, I'm a short guy, right? So, like,
right,
if you came over, not only could I give you that foot length that you need, right? Not
right,
only could I give you the wheel arm length, but I can actually, like, drop your seat, because chances are I have my seat way too high for you. And what was interesting, so at first and I said this during the review, at first I was actually a
yeah,
little pissed off when I was putting it together because the wheel deck only had like two height positions, and I'm like, ooh,
right,
that's not a lot of height. I mean, there's a ton of angle, or not a ton of angle, but I mean, there's some angle adjustment, and but only two height positions. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks because like
yeah,
it fits me good, but what about a tall dude? And then
right,
but then I looked at the way they did the seat, and it's like, oh wait, I can drop the seat all the way down. I can drop the
yeah.
pedals down. Oh, this thing can work for just about anybody. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Mm.
And the
Yeah.
accessories were, I might say I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna the. No, I'm not gonna say it. The accessories were expensive.
Right.
Um, but by how much, right? So like the
Yeah.
the little handlebars, they're just two bars stuck on it. They're super awesome,
Right.
super functional, and but they're like $90. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, but at the same time, like, how cheap should that be? 50, 70?
Yeah.
I don't know. The keyboard mount was awesome, but you had to buy the shifter mount in order to use it. So that
Right.
like doubled its price, but then you got the bonus shifter mount, I suppose, which I didn't
Yeah.
use much as a shifter, but it actually made a perfect mouse pad to go with the keyboard mount.
Yeah.
So I actually, yeah, I edited from that rig and I was quite comfortable. That's like
Mhm.
I don't know how to put this, and I don't know how many people it applies to, but I think some people, their rig is purpose built, and it just
Yeah.
sits there ready to race, and they don't play any other kind of games on it. You know, if they're going to do a
Mhm.
first person shooter, they have a different computer setup or maybe a console
Right.
system. And if they're going to do web browsing, maybe they have a laptop or again a desktop computer of some sort. um,
Hmm.
for me, my second rig will often be my editing computer, so I'm actually
Yeah.
forced to edit from the rig.
Hmm.
And obviously, in a full laydown formula setup, that would suck, right? How are you going
Yeah.
to do that? On a rig like the Fanatec, if I can get my lap flat and I have a good place for my arm for a mouse pad, I can
Hmm.
generally sit in a rig for hours doing editing. So anyway, I
Yeah.
didn't use the keyboard mount because it was too high, as you can see in the video right there. But it worked
Hmm.
on my lap. I couldn't have timed my conversation more perfectly with the video, by the way, because I'm literally
Right.
showing editing.
I see it.
So, but yeah, I love this rig. I don't know if I have enough space
Hmm.
to make it happen. I was thinking about trying to turn this into the mule, but
Yeah, we talked about it.
but
Yeah.
as you can see, the pedal area is very
Yeah.
restrictive in view, so it's hard to see the pedals. So if I were reviewing a
Right.
pedal set, it would be very hard. Also, with the integrated monitor, it obstructs viewing as well. As cool as it
Yeah.
is for driving, it's not good if you're the guy trying to film.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful rig. I mean, I know you're the I say like the profile hater. You prefer more of the tubular chassis, where I'm more of the profile guy. But like to me, like I mean, if me personally, I would have had the rig in black, but that's just me. But like the white does stand out a lot more, and you can actually to me that'd be more of a like show off rig kind of thing, like because you get the contrast with the black gear on your rig and then the white profile or the white tubes and everything. To me it's a beautiful rig, like and for the people that don't know, like I don't know if you mentioned it in the video too, Sean, like it was designed by Mark, Aussie Stig Sim Racing.
yeah, Mark Puck.
You guys have never watched the videos and stuff. He got hired by Corsair. I want to say like 3 years ago or something like that, 3 4 years ago, and he's the one that designed this rig. Originally it was supposed to be Corsair releasing it, and then Fanatec bought, then they bought Fanatec and like, well, now we have a sim racing brand, let's move it from under Corsair and move it under Fanatec. So yeah, so it's made by a sim racer essentially.
Yeah, design. Yeah, by racers for racers. Truth be
Yeah,
told, my current main rig is a profile rig, just for the record.
I know.
Now here is another thought, and this kind of sucks. I was thinking
Yeah.
of making that ClubSport GT my main rig, and hey, no one's paying me for any of these words, by the way, as we sit here having this
Right.
conversation. I was thinking about making that my main rig and putting it up on my D-Box platform back there, but
Okay.
the integrated monitor. I guess I could just ignore the integrated monitor and scoot that thing under my
Yeah, you can
chart.
take it off, right?
Yeah, you can. It's just kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate because it's so cool with it on there. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if it weren't for the show, I would probably race it like I had it in the review. Like
Yeah.
I would just go to the 49 wide on that rig,
Right.
and it's like, you know what? You're not gonna get a cleaner, nicer rig,
Yeah.
and I don't like, and even if you're going for shock and awe value of impressing your friends, so to speak, I don't
Right.
know that triples show off any better than a widescreen. Like when someone who doesn't know comes in and sees it, like, because a widescreen, people are gonna be like, "Wow, I've never seen one of
Yeah.
those," right? Versus
Right.
triples, it's blatantly just three monitors. But with the widescreen, if you're not like a gamer person, you'd be like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yeah, exactly, man. I think like where like if you're wanting to do like yeah, I said like shock and awe with your friends, like like as people are looking at it, the ultra wide would make it stand out more. But then when it comes to sitting in the rig, I think that's where the triples shine over the ultra wides, because now you feel like you're surrounded, and it kind of gives you that more in depth or more immersive feel of being in the cockpit of a real car.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So yeah, maybe I don't know. We might be doing a rig swap. I'm still trying to figure out and sort out if I can do a two rig setup in my studio.
Yeah.
That is my end game or goal. Uh,
Hmm.
and it's just like, but picking the right rig for my
Right.
circumstances, which is different. As I sit here saying certain things, keep in mind my circumstances are different than a lot of people out there.
Right.
So certain choices I might make might be based as much on my ability to work and film or test
Yeah.
gear as any other thing versus what I'd buy if it was just for me as just a sim racer could be entirely different sometimes. I mean, I try to cover all that in my reviews so that you can make your own choice, and that's
Right.
why I never try to get overly strong about my particular opinions. I try to point out
Hmm.
things so that you can have your own because my opinions might be based on my particular needs versus just
Right.
the standing of the rig itself or any other product.
Yeah. And to me, that's where I think like where it's kind of hard for I don't want to downplay any other reviewer because a lot of people like other people do really great reviews and stuff. But I think one thing that's lacking, and this is just reviews in general, not sim racing. This is just reviews in general, where a lot of times you'll hear from the reviewers this, they give you a thumbs up or thumbs down on a product, but they're really speaking it from from their shoes, like how is it for them, whereas where I think it should be more of like, hey, here's what I've experienced, I'm going to give you everything that I've experienced, but and here's some other details, but you still have to make up your own choices. What might be, for example, like this Fanatic rig, like it might be a great choice for somebody like Tom Jones. It would be an amazing thing for him, but like then we go to like somebody else, like let's say for example, Stand On It. It's not a good choice for him. And that's where you can, like I find it hard. Like that's why I try to stay away from saying like you must buy this
Right.
because it's the greatest thing ever. Because my situation is going to be different than someone else's
Sure.
situation. It's like let's give you all the details that we know of, and then you need to analyze that data and make up your own mind in purchasing a product. Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you a great example of this. I have a good friend who I
Yeah.
gave him a rig about 15 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a play seat Evo, I think. It was still a center
Yeah.
post play seat, right? And
Mhm.
I'm sorry. It was the original R seat that was also a single post. It had wrapped around your legs at least instead of between your legs, but it was still a
Yeah.
single post design and it had a little bit of flex because of that. And this is early on in the rig world, 15 years ago,
Right.
like I said. Um, I have offered him endless amount of rig, and he's modified it himself to make it stronger
Yeah.
and better, and a different like change the pedal assembly and all that. Anyway, I've offered him countless rigs since then.
Right.
Like, hey, I got this rig. It's really cool. You want it? I'll give it to you. You can have it. And he's
Yeah.
like, no. And the reason why is he's on a very small rig, that rig, and he has it
Right.
perfectly fitted into his bedroom because that's the only space he has. So it's like next to his bed. And it's like
Yeah.
he doesn't have there is no other rig that will fit in the footprint that he's designated, and so
Right.
he's been just like, and it's like, dude, his rig wobbles, it's old, right? And it's like, no,
Hmm.
this is the amount of space I have for sim racing. I can't change, and so yeah,
Yeah.
I think those things have to be taken into consideration. And like this club
Yeah.
sport, obviously, my buddy wouldn't be able to use this,
Right.
um, but it is. Another. I think also anybody watching, I mentioned the seat is larger than most seats that I test. Most seats
Hmm.
that I test, even for me, like I have big thighs, and as you all know, I am not a midget. I don't know if you're allowed to say that word. I'm not. What is the proper word? I'm not a little people.
Height challenged.
But I am not a tall person. But what you might not know is that, and this is why I brought up little people. I'm like my thighs and hips are probably as big and wide as Amir's. My shoulders are probably almost as broad as Amir. Like I am a very wide little guy. Um,
Hmm.
and so when I fit in a seat other than height, I'm pretty much the normal shape as most other human beings, is what I'm getting at. So
Right.
when I get into most racing seats for sim racing, it's usually a little bit of a squeeze down at the thighs. And then the back
Hmm.
won't be as squeezed, but it's not like it's roomy by any means. And so I think I know a lot of really, really big
Right.
dudes, like, And I think, there's no way this racing seat would work for them
Yeah.
because, they're going to be sitting on top of the rails, not even down on the seat, or top. And so anyway, I did find that this was one of the larger when it comes to racing seats. Not so much at the thigh
Mhm.
area. I didn't have to squeeze in, but it was pressing on me, not uncomfortably because
Right.
normally I have to squeeze in. But in the like mid and upper back, there's a lot of room. So if you're girthier than me, it would probably be a pretty decent seat.
Mhm.
Um, which is also always one of the arguments for like a true racing seat. And the other thing,
Right.
that two-piece seat did not come back to haunt it. I don't know long term, but it
Mhm.
didn't have. I mean, like I've raced in a Recaro, I've raced in a Sparco, I've raced in a
Mhm.
Corbeau, and if you have all of those seats side mounted and you have a heavy brake, you are going to see a little bit of movement in the
Yeah.
seat, a little flex, a little twist. Um, I didn't see any more or less out of that Fanatec than I did any other typical racing seat.
Okay.
Those shell type seats.
Yeah.
And it made no noise. But long term, it is an area that it could, right? I mean,
Right.
plastic on plastic with bolts holding it together and a lot of move, not a lot, but and some flex. Well, eventually that could be
Right.
a ear, 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 ear.
Yeah.
All right. So last week that was it from us, but I know we're both working on things, and as you can see,
Yep.
the boxes piling up around me. This is in the works. This is in the works. This is in the works. This right here, I have not opened the box. Can you guys? I can't see. Let me open up OBS. Can you guys see this?
I don't know.
Can you? Oh my God! I'm gonna hernia.
Don't throw your back out.
Oh, oh Jesus! That's all I'm gonna show you. And can you see that box? And that box?
Give me a second.
And that box? Let's not talk about them. Half the
Oh, I
stuff
mean,
on half the stuff I'm showing you should not be seen. By the way, I'm just saying. Just saying. We're all out of sorts here. We're breaking all sorts
I
of
think
rules.
right. I think my stream is, or my side of the stream is so far behind that like I don't know what's being shown.
Oh, that's our new buffering feature. You
Yeah,
need.
I think it's because it's buffering, but it's good now. I haven't seen any buffering, but it's gonna take a while for it to catch up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I think chat is so far behind now too. But
All right. Well, let me move the show along.
there we go. Let's do it.
R Factor 2. What? What?
What?
R Factor 2.
Still alive?
It is. The Formula E, FIA Formula E 2425. Free to download now on R Factor 2.
Nice.
That was today, by the way.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're still working on it.
All 11 teams.
I mean, it's still, I think like it's still the same car. They haven't changed it, just livery. So I mean,
Yeah, and they did the updates to the tracks, which is basically like banners as
yeah.
well, I believe, for the most part. I mean, there might be a curbing change here and there. But
Yeah.
anyway, an update to R Factor 2, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
holy update, Batman! I like the way I did that.
I did.
Beam NG, several important fixes for 0.35 have been deployed. Cool.
Nice.
And they're also saying 0.35 is here. Here's what's new. The Hirochi Sunburst Remaster, user interface upgrades, West Coast level improvements. What does that mean? Does that mean you can like put the slant on it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Expanded modding tools and much more. I know there's like a expanded career mode that is new as well. So yeah, Beam NG. I'd love to get some free time to try that out. I have so many things I want to try out. I'm getting really unhappy about my ability to try things I want to try right now. But all right,
I know. Same here, man. Get it. I'm just looking at going back now that the comments are catching back up again. Yeah, Jeff and Meller, he's saying like he thinks it's odd that the Fanatec rig doesn't support side mounting for the DD1 and DD2.
I believe they do. I believe it was a mod. Here, let me try to pull that up.
Well, from when I was talking to Mark, like they do have a lot more accessories or options coming out. they wanted to see how well the rig does first before they start investing more into the other accessories and things too. But he showed me some pictures of some things they're working on. I'm like, all right, because they're coming out. They're gonna be coming out with some stuff to make your. If you buy this Fanatec rig, like they're coming out with some stuff to make it look really cool. I'll just leave it at that. Of course, Tom Jones, you're our buddy. Of course.
Why do I remember seeing? Maybe it was for a different rig, because I'm not seeing it now as I look through the accessories.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that I knew that it was coming or something they were doing as well.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
Optional inverted pedal DD. Yeah, here. So optional Fanatec ClubSport GT accessory cockpit accessories. It's listed, but it's not listed as a part yet. But it's listed in the description. A DD front mount bracket.
Yeah.
It doesn't say side mount, but I would imagine if they're doing a front mount, it'll be the same thing. It'll just be which adapter do you put on it. So yeah, it should be coming. They're not going to neglect their own wheels.
Yeah. I mean, Mark, he was saying like this. They want it to be a rig that supports everything, not just Fanatec equipment. So we just got to wait for all the add-ons and accessories to start coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm pretty sure this was one of the April Fool gags out there. Ritza Studios. AMS2 is going airborne. A new game mode allowing players to capture the on-track action from above is in the works. This will be our first foray into the skies as we gear up to branch out into air sports. So, what do you think?
Ooh. Yeah, April Fools, 100%. Like,
you're not buying it?
No, I'm not buying it.
But
not from AMS.
But see, yet as a guy who makes videos, I would appreciate that feature because it means that I could control the helicopter cam so I could get better panoramic shots of tracks when they come out. I would use this feature in iRacing all the time, or any sim, if, again, a new track.
It could be. I don't know. But to me, it smells more like an April Fool's than anything else. Yeah.
Especially being that it came out on a... Like, if that was a real feature... You don't do it on April Fools, right?
Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, no one's going to take you seriously. So if it was legit, you better put that out a week later, a week earlier.
I know, right?
All right. I'm pretty sure this is April Fools. So this is from Race Room. Big news. Cockpit customization is coming. So they totally went like ATS, ETS with like bobbleheads on the dash, air fresheners on the mirror, dice, a pink foam-covered wheel like it's for a horse driving car. I'm pretty sure. I got a hunch that this April
I'm about 99% sure it's April Fool's, yeah.
And they put a pink one just to make sure you didn't in case you didn't get the gag.
Right.
Okay. With the next Race Room update, we're introducing purchasable in-game gadgets to decorate your virtual cockpit. No, that's not. See, I got excited.
I know, right? And again, like for people that are watching, I do want to apologize if I'm not seeing our comments. I'm trying to read your comments and stuff as they come in, but I think because of the buffering, we're so far behind than seeing the comments that it's going to take a while. Like, so we might skip a story or two before we even see the comment that you posted. So just hang tight. If there's any questions on there or like, worthy comments to reply back to, we'll get back to it. Just giving you guys a heads up. So
we're very sorry. This whole thing is a mess today. It's on me. I did not come prepared, and I'm sorry, but we're trucking through it.
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
I gotta work on my new accent. Sorry.
You do.
Sorry. All right. EA Sports, F1, 2020.
Oh.
What? 2025. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. What was the first year of
I
that game?
know.
Like 2011, 2010,
Oh, I mean, no.
2012?
If you want to go back to the original one, the original one came out in
I'm
came out on
talking
the
the new
PlayStation.
gen with
Oh, the new Codemaster gen.
yeah.
I think that was 2011 or
Yeah, it was
2012,
about
something like
then.
that. Yeah.
So they've been doing it a long time. Breaking
Yeah.
Point, my team, and much more on the way. Race your own way in F125. Out May 30th.
Are you getting it? I'm not.
I'm not. I'm not.
I,
Early access May 27th.
yeah. I I don't know. It just every year I'm like, yeah, I want to get back into Formula One, but I'm like, they don't do a lot of changes to the game, so like, why am I buying this title every single year?
It has
You know,
truly reached the Madden level.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and maybe EA, EA, you'd think EA'd be freaking smart. Maybe they should take
right,
notice, because what happened? No one plays Madden anymore, right? That's not the go-to
yeah,
football game, if I'm not mistaken. I think they fell from grace because they just sort
yeah,
of did exactly what's now going on with F120, whatever.
yeah,
Where it's just really, it's like that Formula E. It's the Formula E update. Cool.
yeah,
New liveries. We got rid of the one track that's not on the schedule this year. We added the one
right,
track from 3 years ago that we already had because it was 3 years ago.
yep,
Every once in a while we have to make a new track. Every once in a few years.
yep,
And yeah, whatever. I'm with you. I'm not paying for
yeah,
that. But they are launching more news and
yep.
reveals of here's their story is yours. Here, we'll play the audio on this and get
Maybe
demonetized.
maybe next year I'll probably do it. Maybe next year because that's when the new cars come out.
There you go.
Maybe I'll get F126 when they release the new cars. Yeah,
Well, like, I mean, when they had the Vegas track, right? Like, so
yeah,
for American F1 fans, that might have been a year to buy the game, right? I think
right,
John Hill bought it for that reason. And that makes total sense. Like, to be able, part of sim
yeah,
racing is to be able to experience real life things that we can't
yeah,
afford or get to do. And that's a great example. And like you said, a changing of the car for next year could be a good enough
yeah.
reason. All right. I didn't realize this. We did cover update 1.57 for Gran Turismo. What I didn't understand or realize is they had some new scapes. So
Yeah.
if you want a picture of this Aston Martin about to fall off the cliff next to a lagoon in some Ireland-looking spot, you could do that. Or you could put this Mazda, is that a CX-5, on this dirt road. That actually looks kind of cool. Like, you'd stop and take that picture if that was your car and you loved it.
Yeah.
Or this delivery van running through some Irish village. I think that's Ireland. Can somebody confirm that my eye's correct? I've never been, but this looks very Ireland to me. Look at that grass roof. Holy crap, that's weird. That's cool. All right, and I didn't commentate on the Volvo wagon on the snowy road. That looks pretty proper too. That looks like that could be a photo for Volvo because it looks such a real photo, like of a usage versus the others that are like the
Right,
Aston
as
and the
Tim would
grass.
say, war wagon.
The war wagon, yes. I don't even know if Tim knows that I went on to actually race a real war wagon.
Did you?
Yeah, I ran a few of the Lemons races. I ran in
Okay.
a Volvo, the blue Volvo
Oh
wagon.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I remember.
I should have.
Yeah.
Oh man, he would have let me paint war wagon down the side. I should have been hip for that. That would have been great. Tribute to
Dude,
Wreckfest.
you're right. Oh yeah, man. I remember my time like living in Lebanon. Man, talk about like a 1980s Volvo. Like, you'll see that car so damaged, like with bullet holes and stuff in it. And that thing was still running like a champ.
Yeah.
And it's just flying down the roads and everything. I'm like, holy thing, that looks like a piece of shit. Like, freaking bent body panels, holes in it and everything. But like, that thing's still running like a beast. It's like it's like the European version of the old Toyota Hilux.
I've always said that Volvos do not get enough love. They're
No, they don't.
remarkable cars that nobody appreciates, it seems.
Yep.
At least here in America, you know.
I think it's because they were never they're never weren't known for sportiness. They were just known
No.
for safety and
Safety.
reliability.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what American wants safety and reliability?
Yeah.
No, we want something that looks cool. That's a gas guzzler. It sounds freaking amazing. You know,
Safety and
we don't care about
reliability, that's like
bland.
healthcare and Social Security. Who needs that shit? We're Americans. We don't need
Right?
that. We don't get fucking hurt. Oh. Sorry. All right. I'm trying to not do that today. I'm trying really. Oh, it's the Fair. Where are the Faroe Islands?
The fair. I don't know.
That's where the island shots are. The Faroe Islands.
Okay.
Hey, they told us everyone. So I'm gonna screw some words up here. Snow-capped mountain views from Torshavn, Atlantic horizons from Vugar, Oysteroy's rocky paths. I've never even heard of these places. That's
Oyster. That's Austria. Yeah.
okay. That makes sense
Yeah.
for this. And Sandoy's painted coastal houses. Where's Sandoy?
I don't know.
Trippy.
No clue, man.
That's awesome. I gotta go. I'm gonna like Wikipedia those.
There you go.
And map.
Right.
I'm gonna Google Map and Wikipedia those after the show. That's the kind of guy I am, though. When I hear of something that I've never heard of, I have to now know
Right.
more about it. Yeah, that's the way I am. That's all my life. I think that's why I do this show, because when I'm into things, when I hear about something new, I want to know everything about it.
Same. Yeah. Every time I read it, like, what is it? Like today at work, I had like during my lunch break, I was reading the news. So there's a new show coming out on the History Channel with David Duchovny.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be doing like this discovering if like these government conspiracies are myths or truths. And one of them was they're going to dive into the JFK files.
Right.
And then the article was starting to talk about, well, Oliver Stone was one of the first people to publicize, the alternate theory for the JFK assassination.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I remember watching that movie. That was an awesome movie. Like, Oliver Stone is a great director.
Yeah.
And then it took me down the rabbit hole of all the other movies that he's done. Like, I'm just on Wikipedia looking like, oh, he made this movie. Oh, yeah, that's right. Born on the 4th of July,
Yeah.
Platoon. Oh, he like, oh, yeah, that's right. Then I'm going through and reading all the plots, learning more about it. And but did you know he got his start in filmmaking as a horror director? I don't know if you knew that.
Oliver Stone?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, one of his first movies as a director was in 1981. It was called The Hand, and it starred Michael Caine. And it was about this guy. He draws comic books, and him and his wife were driving, and something happened where his drawing hand got cut off from traffic. Was cut off. They get out of the car and they try to find it. They can't find it or whatever. But then the movie never explains it if the hand was real, but it comes back and starts terrorizing him and his other people and starts killing people. And so he doesn't know if he's losing his mind or if it's actually happening. I'm like, I remember watching that movie like, back in the day when on the horror channel. But it was a good movie. I'm like, it's a good movie for like 1980s, cheesy horror. I'm like, that was Oliver Stone? No,
Wow.
like he usually does like war dramas and political movies. I didn't know he did horror movies at first. Yeah, so it was interesting.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did you know
Mm-hmm.
that SCS software, aka ATS in this case, they have now released the Missouri DLC. Missouri DLC for American Truck Simulator.
Okay.
It's now available, so you can go to St. Louis, Missouri, and look at the arches or the arch.
Yeah.
I guess it's one arch. If you see two, call a doctor.
Yep.
Explore vibrant cities and the state's diverse landscapes. From the rolling Ozark Hills to charming small towns and vast farmlands.
Okay.
And I've heard of the Ozarks, and I've heard of St. Louis and Missouri, so I don't have to do any extended research for this.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that came out. We talked about it in building up, but
Yeah,
All right.
that's awesome. I'm glad they do just. SCS is just freaking just releasing content after content
They're a
while
machine.
optimizing the game.
Yeah.
Dude, they're like running nonstop. Like I think all these other sim companies need to take notice of how these guys operate.
Well, and it's the
Right?
content that's most essential to their audience. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so one of the things that I don't like is when I buy a game and you get to the end of the career mode and
Hmm.
the DLC they sell you doesn't expand upon the career mode.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna say it. So, Planet Coaster, right? You know, that's
Yeah.
my secret side love game.
Right.
Planet Coast. They did this on the first one. They did the second one. They want me to buy like these, like, oh, here are more rides and more things you can put on your park and scenery packs and this and that. And it's like, I already finished the game 3 times over. Do you
Right.
really think that a different roller coaster is going to change the game? Like, I don't ride the coasters, people.
Right.
So they've done nothing to extend the life of the game, though. And I
Right.
think that's what's so critical. And sim companies can take note too. The tracks are far
Yeah.
more important than the cars, in my opinion.
Yes. Same.
Because
Yeah, I agree too, man.
a car doesn't create need, a track does.
Mm-mm. Yep.
So, okay, now would be a good time for some Amir muffs. All
Okay.
right,
I'm taking take off my headset.
all right. And anybody who doesn't like the test drive franchise, you might want to put on your Amir muffs because we're going to talk about it a little bit. Not long. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Introducing Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown Season 3. Convoy missions, navigation mode, new cars, customizable plates, and much more. Here's the trailer you saw at Nacon Connect with all the details. And we see some cars, DeLorean. We see some map action, some navigation mode.
Solo mode. Choose to face other players.
All right, I already miss Amir more than I like Test Drive Solar Crown. So, Amir, you can come back now.
Okay, I'm
All
back.
right, you're back. Okay, that's all. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right.
It was first Forza, the latest version of Forza that I put on watch list. So, in the case of Forza, I tried the game out and I was like, "Oh, this is garbage."
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of told my Forza head fans out there, like, "Hey, they ever do anything that updates this game to a reason that you think I should come back and test it?" And I have some big Forza advocates out there, guys who really want me to love that game and franchise, right? And so I tell them, I'm like, "Hey, as soon as they do something that you think is the reason I need to come back, you let me know." And they never have. All right? So to this day, I've still not gone back to Forza because I think it's still going to be garbage and I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the next in line in that same thinking is Wreckfest 2.
Oh.
Initial thoughts from it coming out were that it was just a console type, controller type game, and kind of like an extension of where they left and screwed up Wreckfest 1. So with that said, I didn't buy it and I didn't drive it. As much as I want to, I'm not interested in supporting a game that's not gonna. They began as a legit sim company. Many of you might not know this, and it's like their game Wreckfest in the beginning was one of the best feeling force feedback and driving physics games out there. And I don't know how many equations and degrees of things they measure. It didn't matter. It drove great, and they ruined it. And I just refuse to applaud such behavior. And since right now in this it does say our Wreckfest 2 updates is live. We fixed some. Oh, look at that! Someone's offering me a job. We fixed some cars and tracks and cars, improved stability, fine-tuned AI, and made big controller and audio tweaks, plus chat updates and better server browsing. So, I need my Wreckfest army out there. I am really short on time. I am so behind on time right now that I don't get to play. I don't get to have any fun. And I don't have time to test games that have a question mark in their title for me. So I need to hear from the Wreckfest army out there. Did they make the controller feel good? Did they fix Wreckfest and give me a reason to actually do it? And don't BS me, because I'll bring the game on and I'll poo-poo on it, right? So
Right.
only tell me it's worth my while if it's worth my while, and if it does, I'll bump it way up the list, because I'm dying
Yeah.
to try Wreckfest 2. I'm just trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm the same too, man. Yeah, I saw a lot of the bad reviews for it, and like I'm gonna stay away for now, and then wait and see how the updates happen. Like, because I miss playing Wreckfest, man. We had a lot of fun in our Discord, racing against each other, smashing each other. Like, it was great. Where, like, 1 week we're sitting there having serious races in the league. Somebody crashes out, now you're pissed off at him, and then you can let out all that aggression in Wreckfest.
Yeah.
Right, and it was just sit back, chill, have a beer with your friends, and just smash the hell out of each other. Like, it was a lot of good fun. I want to like have those days again back in here.
David S., we should
So
play
yeah.
some Wreckfest. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
David, I love you, buddy. I'm just giving you a hard time because you're one of my
I know.
favorites, man.
I
You got me good. All right. Project. This came from
question for you though.
Yeah.
So Jeff and Mel, he's asking you, Sean, specifically,
Mhm.
how long have you been on YouTube?
I think we figured it's 17 years is my estimation
Yeah.
for YouTube. But it would start with Sim Racing Tonight, which then turned into Inside Sim Racing, and then it when that ended, it became the Sim Pit. But
Yep.
truth be told, I was on a platform called Stage 6 for 3 years before we got to you. We started doing this show, or we started doing Sim Racing Tonight before YouTube had much traction. YouTube was still only allowing like 240 resolution. And on Stage 6, we were allowed to use 480, which was cutting edge at the time. And that was 20 years ago. But it did take 3 years for us to get to YouTube, and that was when they went to whatever high resolution was at the time for video format on the internet. I can't remember the exact resolution and times of these. It might have been 1080. It might have been 480 for YouTube, and we were at 1080 on Stage 6 when YouTube went to 1080. So, because we were using a very good camera from day one.
Yeah.
So
For back in the day.
yeah, back in the day. Now I use it less. I use a less camera that's far superior to my original camera. This story, it was at B-Sim Racing. I also saw it over at Traxxon, so it's sort of all over the place. Project Motor Racing, they're not putting all of their news and information on Twitter, by the way, I've noticed.
No.
But I think we mentioned this last week anyway. But they're going to be adding the 2004, 2005 GT Championship cars as part of it. So that's going to be part of their content list. So that will include things, the Mossler, the Lister Storm, the Gillette Vertigo, and the Saline S7. I remember when that was like Sports Car GT. Sports Car GT was this list of cars.
Yep.
I loved that game so much.
Oh, it was so good, man. All the GTR games were great. I still have them. I think I have them on one of my hard drives. I need to go back, install them. Maybe have like a retro night sometime.
That'd be cool if I had time.
Yeah.
What would be really cool actually would be to build. I don't know if you guys remember, but was it original? It might have been our second set. It was when we started working with Jessica. I built us an elaborate set with like a background image and a shelf, and we had a like kind of an arcade version of a console that we had built onto the set. And I had like a wheel and pedals built into the wall with a monitor, because again, this is like back in tube monitor days, CRTs.
Right.
And anyway, but it'd actually be cool to build like a cabinet. Maybe this would be a fun project. If I could like upgrade my computer, I could turn this old computer into it. But like build a cabinet and take like a Logitech or a console type wheel, right? Because you want to keep it basic. And build it into a console and then load up all of the old retro games onto it. Because you could put them all on one hard drive. and have it be
Yeah.
like one of those universal arcade machines, but have it be a sim.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make this and sell this shit. What am I doing
I
here?
know, right?
You know what? That's it.
What are you doing,
That's it.
Sean?
I'm going to
God.
end the show. I'm going to develop that. Anybody who wants to back my company, send me money.
Right.
And yeah, I'm going to build all-in-one arcade machines with everything from Ivan Stewart to sports car to GT
Right.
to anything else that'll run on a potato. All right. You see this red ring of death? I don't think
I don't
it's a
see
red
anything.
ring of death. Anybody with an Xbox knows what I'm talking about, red ring. But
Oh yeah. I had that on my Xbox back in the day.
Sim Magic, 4 years in the making. It's time to meet the new standard. Coming soon. Keep racing.
Ooh.
Nothing, no clue. There's no hidden image of a pedal or a wheel or a bass or a shaker or a motion sim or a rig. Or there's this fantasy-looking car coming in April, the new standard. I don't think it's an April 1st, by the way. They posted on March 31st, right, to avoid
Well, it
confusion.
should be one of your boxes.
What? I don't see any
It
boxes.
should be.
I don't see any boxes around here. This box said
Should be.
Moza. This box
It
said
should be one of
Moza.
your boxes. Just saying.
I don't know about that. You know, it's not in one of my boxes. I can confirm this.
What's that?
The Cube Controls F-Core Evo.
No?
Are we going to do this to everything now? Evo? It's just
Evo.
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 F-Core
Yeah.
Evo is officially here.
We gotta say it the Italiano way.
We're still buzzing from Monday's launch, but now it's time for the real question. Which look is stealing your heart? Formula Blue, GT Red, or GT Formula Black? Let us know your favorites. All right, let's look at them. What are your favorites? Here is the blue.
Blue's good.
Blue
All right.
Evo. There's the
Evo.
red. I don't like that red.
Nah, not a fan.
It would need to be more dark red than this tomatoey red.
Yeah.
And then there's the black, which we're going to pay a lot of money. I need more flash and flare. And
Yeah.
wouldn't you want more
I'd go
flare?
with
I mean, don't you want more flare to express yourself?
I mean,
Can you name the movie?
Yeah, I know. Good old Office
There you
Space.
go. There you go. I knew you.
Yeah, it's like, we're talking. You only have 12 pieces of flare.
I mean,
Yeah,
that is the minimum.
I know. But what was the name of the guy? But look at what's his name over there. He's got
I think it was like
35
Corey or
pieces of
Cody
flare.
or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And he's all, yeah, hi. He's like super fucking over.
And she was like, at the end, she was like, "You want flare? Here's your flare. Here. Oh, good old Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. So yeah, I love flare. No, I'll take the blue one. I will go with Formula Blue. That's my call.
I have to go with the same thing with you too, man. The Formula Blue that blue is really good.
It's a cool
I'm
blue.
a sucker for blue.
It's like one of my favorite colors, that particular blue, like metallic light blue. All right. VRS has gone 360 hertz. So everyone is now doing 360 hertz iRacing.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. It's about time.
But did you notice the difference? Did you?
A little bit. It wasn't that much
I
of a
didn't.
difference to me. I don't know.
They could turn it off tomorrow and I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Forgive me. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know, but it's like cool.
I mean, it feels a little bit more detailed. I'll give them that. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I know some people are gonna like die by the sword. Like, oh my god, if you have more hertz, the feedback is a lot better. For me, as long as I know what the car is doing from the force feedback, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, at some point you get to that thing like I'm not gonna I'll give you a great example. Frames per second for your eyes, right? They'll keep telling you over and over what your eyes only see 24 for frames per second or something like that, right? But yet, don't tell me that 200 frames isn't better than 100 frames, right? So sometimes it isn't noticeable, but it is noticeable, or it's unnoticeable, but it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can notice it once it starts getting around 60 frames. I can start seeing the difference.
Right.
Like for me, as long as I'm running like at least 90 FPS, I'm good. It doesn't throw me off.
Yeah.
But if I'm running, closer to 60, that's when I get thrown off. Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually been using the lock on 84 feature more than I used to,
Mhm.
because it just seems to make it work real nice for me and my
Yeah.
system and my eyes. All right, Conspit Official. I'm going to speed it up because I have to pee. Conspit
right.
Official, the Max 01 is here. The ultimate sim racing wheel. So I know I made one mistake when I did the 290 GP review.
Mhm.
I thought that this was a Sim Hub compatible dash, and it turns out it is not.
Oh, it's just the LEDs.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. The Max 01 has a
Mhm.
Sim Hub compatible dash. So
Oh, okay.
that's one of the features, and it has a few more. It has a few more encoders, and it's a nicer rim, and it's actually going to be pretty reasonably priced, from what I understand.
Yeah.
For what they're doing, like 900 or 800.
No, it's even cheaper. I saw Tyler. He posted a picture where it's going to be €800, and then the next comparable wheel that it compares to is at least $1,200. They didn't show the picture of the comparable wheel,
Right.
but yeah, the comparable wheel is going to cost you $1,200 versus there's going to be $800.
Yeah.
But now you know what you should do, right?
Huh.
Once you get that new rim,
Uh-huh.
you send me the old rim
Okay.
because I need more purple in my life. Purple is my flair.
That
just
is,
saying.
yes. Now, this really doesn't actually, well, it's just I guess the two knobs are the only purple on this one, funny enough.
Yeah.
I always ran it with the purple buttons because I knew it would kind of drive you nuts. Because purple is definitely Conspit's thing. Now the Evo, or I'm sorry, the CPP Evo pedals, are all gold and black. There's no purple on the pedals, so they went away from there. I need to talk to them. I don't see that in any of these boxes. What's up with that?
Yeah, you got to yell at Tyler, man. Come on,
I'm
Tyler, go,
yeah.
come on.
All right, check this out. This is the Next Level Racing shenanigans on March. They literally put an FGT Elite 160 between two cars.
Oh yeah, I saw.
They also did a paintball attack on it.
Yep. They did a water leak test on it too.
These guys are funny. I've hung out with these
They're having
guys
a lot
at
of
trade
fun.
shows. They are fun guys.
Yeah.
Towing a car
They're on.
with an FGT.
Yep. They're having a lot of fun with their stuff. They are. I like that.
The plastic bits falling off. But they don't care. Like, yeah, hell yeah, we're thrashing on it.
Right? But I'm sure they got tons of views out of it. People are like, oh, here's another alternative for us. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the BeamNG, like when they were making those weird videos. For
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
I love it. Just having fun.
Yeah, just have fun. Like, not everything has to be super serious. Like, go out there and just have some fun. It makes you more relatable to, like, to your consumers.
Yeah. The goat simulator.
I saw
But it's on the 31st.
I laughed so hard when I saw that. Like, hey buddy, what are you gonna play tonight?
Yeah.
Oh dude, I got this new rig for my game Goat Simulator. Oh my god, man. I could really ride a goat now.
It's so good. So good. All right, everyone. Just a heads up. We have the SimPit Rally 2025 Season 2 starting up April 25th, just a couple weeks away. Powered by D-Nut stuff, so we're going to have some prizes for our winners, our champion. Driver champion is going to receive a 3D printed trophy. You've seen some of those.
Yep.
I don't have it handy here. I had it last show, but it's in our Discord. You can see that by Amir. Team championships winners will receive a custom mug provided by D-Nut stuff. So that'll be kind of cool. We got a full schedule Rally Monte Carlo kicking off this season, a 12 race season, team modes, individual modes. It's going to be fun. So get into the SimPit Discord. If you type in !Discord into chat, you'll get a link, and that will get you in our Discord. We have a whole section dedicated to Rally, and you can get more information. It's on RaceNet. You can look us up, SimPit Rally League on RaceNet. Yep. You can join that way, but best to get into the Discord. You need to join the teams part of it, which will be essential as well. So you want to do that. All right, this week we're at Watkins Glen. I'm really upset about Watkins Glen still.
Me too.
I thought I had a car and the pace to race into position, so my qualifying didn't go well. But I know Watkins Glen, and I know this Porsche, and I thought I had a setup that I could keep under me and really move up the grid, and went into it thinking and feeling that way, and then realized that if I overdrove even the slightest, that my tires got so slick that it started out with just turn 10, an uncontrollable car, and 10. Then it became 10 and 1. It became 10, 1, and the carousel. It became 10, 1, the carousel, and 11 until finally I just couldn't, and the thing snapped around and broke itself and put me a lap down with not enough time to really do much. So that was a DNF for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't have a much better race either, man. I mean, I was doing better. Like, I think I qualified 6th, and I think I qualified 6th. I got up into, and 10 laps. I'm sitting here because it was me, Sam, and Johnny. We were battling. Johnny Alford. We were battling for 5th place. We were battling for 5th place between all 3 of us, and Johnny got past Sam, so I'm like, all right, Sam's starting to slow down. He's starting to lose a little bit. I need to get past this guy, but the Porsche is not known to be, having the highest top speed. So I'm like, now I've got to push him in the corners because that's going to be my only option with the Porsche, and he was driving the Acura. And I made a rookie mistake on lap 10. I decided, hey, I'm going to